Hello my dear students, my name is Arzu and I welcome you all to this YouTube channel. Now the topic for today is pronoun, personal pronouns. Now what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word used instead of a noun. Let's make it more easy with an example. Read this example. Raju is absent because Raju is ill. Now, there is something unusual in this sentence. What is it? The noun Raju is repeated twice in this statement. To avoid the repetition of a noun, we used few words which are known as pronoun. Now, how can we write this sentence? Raju is absent because he is ill. Now, we have replaced the repetition with the word he. So, he is a pronoun here. Hence, a pronoun is a word which is used on the place of a noun. Fine. Now read the following sentences. I am young, we are young, you are young, they are young, he or she or it is young. Now I, we, you, he, she, it, they are called personal pronouns because they stand for the three persons. Now what are these three persons? Now there are total 3 persons in English grammar, which is first person, second person and a third person. Now what it is all about? Let me make it very clear to you all. Now the person who is speaking is known as a first person. Now, the person with whom the first person is speaking to, it is known as a second person. And the person they both are speaking about or they both are speaking of is known as a third person. For example, A is talking with B about C. So the person, the A is speaking with B, so A is a first person. He is speaking to whom? He is speaking to B. And about whom they both are speaking? About C. So C is a third person. I hope this example makes it more clear to you all. Now this is all about first, second and third person. Further we'll get to know what are these. I mean which pronoun contain in first person, which are second person and which are third person. You'll get to know. Now let's come up to this. Now you'll get to know about which words or which pronouns are denoted as a first person. So the pronouns I and we, the pronouns I and we are the first person, which denotes the person or person speaking. That is, in the example we have just said that A is talking with B, so A is the first person, B is the second person and they are talking about C, so C is the third person. So the pronoun I and we are the first person. These words are used for indicating or denoting the first person. Now the pronoun you. The pronoun you is used to denote the person spoken to, that is B. Fine. So you is a second person. You is used both in singular and plural. And now what are third person? Third person is the pronoun he, she and they, which denote the person they are speaking about. Fine. Now they are known as third person. Now he, she and they, we also have it. Now we use it to denote a non-living thing or the thing that cannot speak. Fine. So it is used for non-living things. Now what we have just read, let's recall. So pronoun are the words used instead of a noun. Now we have three persons: first person, second person and third person. First person contains I and we, second person contains you, and the third person contains he, she, it and they. Now let's read about it in detail. Now forms of personal pronoun. Now let's come up to first person. It can be masculine or feminine. Fine. Masculine means the male and the feminine means the female. Now further we do have three different types of pronouns that are nominative, possessive and accusative. Accusative pronouns are also known as objective pronouns. Now first we need to know what are these three types of pronouns: nominative, possessive and accusative. Now nominative pronouns are the pronouns that are usually the subject of a sentence. Fine. So they are I and we. Okay. So nominative pronouns usually are the subject of a sentence. Now what are possessive pronoun? Possessive pronoun shows that something belongs to somebody or someone, which contains my or mine, our or ours. In first person, remember we have three persons: first, second and third. We have in first person we have nominative, possessive, accusative. In second person also we have, and in third person also we have. Now what are accusative? Now accusative are the pronouns that contain the direct object of a sentence. Now what is the difference between nominative and accusative? The nominative pronoun represents or usually shows the subject of a sentence, and an accusative pronoun depicts or shows the object of a sentence. Fine. Now what are these? These are the pronouns of first person: I, my, me, we, are, us. Fine. Let's come up to second person, which can be masculine or feminine, that is male or female. Now what are the nominative, possessive and accusative pronouns in second person? You, your or yours, and then you. So you, your, you. Fine. Now third person. Third person, it can be of three genders, that is masculine, feminine and neuter. Now neuter is contains it, and I have just told that it is used for the non-living things. Now what all do we have in third person? He, his, him. These are all masculine, singular pronouns. Fine. She, her, her are the feminine one. Neuter, it, its, it. Fine. And all genders: they, their, them. So these are the plural ones. These three are the singular ones, and they is used as a plural pronoun. Fine. Now let's come up to examples to get more clarity about these pronouns. Note 1. It will be seen that the possessive cases of most of the personal pronouns have two forms. Of these, the forms my, our, your, her, their are called possessive adjectives because they are used with noun and do the work of adjective. Now here comes a new term or a new word, which is possessive adjectives. We have learnt about possessive pronoun. Now what is possessive adjective? So the difference between possessive pronoun and possessive adjective is a possessive pronoun does show ownership. Okay, I've just told that possessive pronoun shows that something belongs to someone, which hence it shows ownership, right? Now, but it does not come before a noun or in a noun phrase. Possessive adjectives are used to describe the noun. So the basic difference between a possessive pronoun and possessive adjective is that possessive adjectives are used to describe the noun, whereas possessive pronouns are not, they do not come before a noun or in a noun phrase. So this is the basic difference between a possessive pronoun and a possessive adjective. Fine. So what are the examples of a possessive adjective? They are my, our, your, her, their. Fine. Now because they are used with nouns and do the work of adjective, as this is my book, those are my books, that is her book. So you can see that book here is a noun, right? So hence my, your and her is a possessive adjective because they are coming before a noun. So I hope this possessive adjective topic is clear to you all. Now let's see the difference between a possessive adjective and a pronoun with an example. This is his book, this book is his. Now what is the difference here? In possessive adjective, the word his will come before the noun, but in the possessive pronoun it will never come with the noun. You can see that his came in end and book is before the pronoun, right? In the following sentences, the words in italics are possessive pronouns. Now, the book is mine. Book is a noun here and the pronoun mine is coming after the noun. Hence, it is a possessive pronoun. And also, possessive pronoun shows the ownership. Like we can see in the example as well, that this book is mine. So, the person is showing the ownership on that book. Fine. Those books are yours. That book is her. That idea of yours is excellent. Now, the pronoun of the third person has three genders. As I have told you that the third person have three genders, that is masculine, which is male, feminine, which is female, and neuter, which is used for non-living things. And here it is used to depict the non-living things or the things without life. For example, here is your book, take it away. So we have used it here because it is used for a non-living thing, which is a book. For animals, unless we clearly wish to speak of them as male and female, as he loves his dog and cannot do without it. Now when we talk about, we can use the word it when we are not specifying the gender of that animal. For example, in this example, he loves his dog and cannot do anything and cannot do without it. Anything without it. Now in this sentence, the gender of the dog is not specified. Fine. So at that moment of time, we have to use the pronoun it. So when the gender is not specified, we have to use the word it. Now the third use of it. For a young child, unless we clearly wish to refer to the sex. When I saw the child, it was crying. So here, similarly, we can relate it to the second point where we talk about the gender of the animal. Similarly, when we are not depicting the sex of the children, we can use the pronoun it. That baby has torn its clothes. So we do not know the gender of that baby, and hence we can use the pronoun its. Now the fourth point, to refer to some statement going before. He is telling what is not true as he knows it. Now we have told the statement already, and then we are saying that as he knows it. So we are referring to some statement which is going before. So at that moment of time, we have to use it. As a provisional and temporary subject before the verb, to be when the real subject follows. It is easy to find fault. To find fault is easy. So we can write it like this as well. But if you wanted to use it, so you can see that as a provisional and temporary subject. So it could be used as a temporary subject before the verb, to be when the real subject follows. So we can use it before the verb as a temporary subject. Fine. It is doubtful whether he will come. Fine. It is certain that you are young. Now sixth point, to give emphasis to the noun or pronoun following. It was you who began the quarrel. Now to give the emphasis to the pronoun, which is you, and to give the emphasis to the noun, which is begin. Fine. So to give the emphasis to a noun or a pronoun, we use the pronoun it. Now it was I who first protested. Now I is the pronoun and protested is the verb. I'm sorry, it's not about the verb, it's about the noun, which is quarrel. Fine. Now the seventh point says as an indefinite nominative of an impersonal verb. It rains, it snows, it thunders. So the pronoun it here seems to stand for no noun whatever, though this can be readily supplied from the verb. Thus it rains means the rain rains. Fine. And it is known as an impersonal pronoun. Now in speaking of the weather or the time, so it is also used when somebody asks the time or to represent the time or the weather. So it is fine, it is winter, or it is 10 o'clock. Now, since a personal pronoun is used instead of a noun, it must be of the same number, gender and person as the noun for which it stands. Now, if see the statement says that when we are making a statement and where we are using a pronoun instead of a noun, we have to take care of the gender we are using. For example, we cannot say that Ramu is a good boy, they play to the playground. No, we should say Ramu is a good boy, he plays in the playground. Why? Because Ramu is a singular, masculine. Fine. So we cannot use a plural word they. We have to use a singular word which depicts a masculine one, because Ramu is a boy, so we will use he, and Ramu is singular, so we will use he, we will not use they. Fine. So as this example says, Rama is a kind boy, he has lent his bicycle to Govind. Now we have used he here, he. So he is a pronoun used at the place of Rama. Fine. So he is a pronoun and also a third person masculine. Now Sita helps her mother in household work. She also does her lesson. Now her is a pronoun, she is a pronoun, her is a pronoun. Fine. So we have to take care of the number, the gender and everything. Fine. Those beggars are idle, they refuse to work for their living. Now beggars, beggars is a plural word. It is not beggar, it is beggars. So beggars is a plural word, hence we have to use they pronoun to depict in the sentence. Now, when a pronoun, it will be noted that we use the word pronoun without observing the distinction pointed out in between the forms my, they, her, our, your, their, which are called possessive adjectives, and the forms mine, their, hers, ours, yours, theirs, which are possessive pronouns, stand for a collective noun. It must be in the singular number and neuter gender. Now, the army had to suffer terrible privations in its march. Now, the army depicts a collective noun. Fine. So for this collective noun, it must be a singular number and a neuter gender. So the army is a neuter gender, hence we have used its pronoun. The fleet, the fleet is also a collective noun, will reach its destination in a week. So we have used its. So when we are depicting a collective noun, we have to use it, the neuter gender, it, in the sentence. The crew is a collective noun, hence we have used its. After a few minutes, the jury, the judges, so they are the collective noun, so we have used its. If the collective noun conveys the idea of separate individuals, comprises the whole, the pronoun standing for it must be of the plural number. The committee decided the matter without leaving their seats. So now if the collective noun, for example the jury, fine, if they convey the idea of separate individual comprising the whole, the pronoun standing for it must be of the plural number. Okay, so we will use there and we will use there here as well. Now When two or more singular nouns are joined by and, the pronoun used for them must be plural. So now, when there are two singular nouns, for example, Rama and Hari. So Rama and Hari are two singular nouns, fine, and when they are joined with the word and in between, so the pronoun which will be used would be a plural word. For example, Rama is a singular noun, Hari is a singular noun, and they have and in between. So we will use a plural pronoun in the statement. So what it becomes? Rama and Hari work hard. They are praised by their teacher. Both Sita and Savitri are tired. They have gone home. But when two singular nouns joined by and refer to the same person or thing. Now when they refer to the same person, if we have two singular nouns and they refer to the same person, then the pronoun which is used would be a singular word. Fine. For example, the secretary and treasurer is negligent of his duty. So we have used a singular pronoun. Now, when two singular nouns joined by and are preceded by each or every. So now when there are two singular nouns and they have the word every or each before them, then the pronoun which will be used would be a singular pronoun. For example, every soldier. So we have used the word every before a singular noun, and they are separated with and, fine. And every sailor. So sailor is a singular noun and we have used every in front of it, and then we will use a singular pronoun. So what it will become? Every soldier and every sailor was in his place. Now when two or more singular nouns are joined by or either or neither nor, the pronoun is generally singular. So when we are using Rama or Hari, so we are using or in between, then the pronoun would be singular. Either Sita or Amina, so we have or and either, so we are using her as a pronoun. Neither Abdul nor Kareem, so we are using neither or nor, hence we are using his, which is a singular pronoun, in an example. Now ninth one, when a plural noun and a singular noun are joined by or nor, the pronoun must be plural. Now we have read about the singular nouns. Now we are reading about a plural noun and a singular noun in a single sentence. Then the pronoun which will be used would be a plural pronoun. For example, either the manager or his assistants failed in their duty. So the manager is a singular noun, whereas assistants is a plural noun, hence we have used a plural pronoun. Now the 10th one, when a pronoun refers to more than one noun or pronoun of different persons, refers to more than one noun or pronoun of different persons, it must be of first person plural in preference to the third. You and I have done our duty. Now when a pronoun which is are in the first sentence refers to more than one noun, are refers to you and I of different persons, you is a second person and I is a first person, fine. So it must be of first person plural, which is are. Fine. I hope this is clear. Let me recall this once again. If we are using two persons, which is you is a second person, I is a first person, then the pronoun which will be used would be from first person and it should be plural. Fine. Now for example, you is a second person, Hari is a third person, have idled away your time. So your is a plural pronoun. Now we have to take care of few things, which is we should not say you and I. It is, we have to say you and I and not I and you. You and he, we should say you and he and not he and you. We should say Hari and I and not I and Hari. We should say he and F, not T and he. We should say you and I must work harder or together. You and he must mend your ways. Hari and I are old school friends. He and I can never pull on together. Sorry. Each of the personal pronouns I, he, she, we, they have a different form for the accusative case, namely me, him, her, us, them. We have read about this before. It is a common mistake to use for me when the person is connected by a conjunction and or with some other words in the accusative case. Fine. Now study the following correct sentences. The presents are for you and me. We should not say the presents are for you and I. Never. We should say the presents are for you and me. My uncle asked my brother and me to dinner. Now note that but is a preposition in the following sentence. Nobody will help you but me, not I. Fine. Take care plus to use the accusative form after but in such cases. Fine. So it is all about this lesson today, personal pronouns. This is a very, very important lesson to be read if you want to have a good command on English grammar and your conversation as well. So I wanted you all to prepare it well, to see the videos 1 or 2 times, to make it, just learn it as crisp and clear. So it's all about today's lesson. We'll meet again soon. So take care everybody, and bye bye.